So we've finished the chairs. They've all come up really good. The next thing, of course, is reupholstering the seats. They obviously need redoing. They've seen better days. So even though I'm not a reupholstering expert, it's time to give it another whirl. First thing we've got to do, take some staples out. I'm going to use a screwdriver. I've just sharpened to a bit of a wedge to pull the staple, and pliers. Those are the tools. I think it's time for a time lapse. Thank Christ for that. Boy, there were some staples in there. Staple gun, tack hammer, groove driver to pull out stuff ups, clips to pull out tacks, knife to cut sponge, marker to mark sponge, spray adhesive, web spray adhesive to glue the sponge to the chair, upholstery scissors, and some tacks. These are 12mm tacks. So those are the tools we're going to use to put the upholstery on the seats. I generally give it 20mm around the outside edge. So when it folds over, it softens the edge up. Alright, cut that out. I've put a new blade in here, so it's very sharp. I find it's the easiest way for cutting the stuff. Do you want to take that? Like that. Now we glue it. Okay. So that's the foam on. Next thing is layer of dry con. Okay, I use the stapler for this part. Compress the foam, bring over the dry con, a couple of staples. Start at the middle, compress the foam, bring up the dry con, couple of staples. Okay. Work on the edge, just roll up that edge. A couple more staples. And work around. All right. Trim the excess off. And just work it down so it's flat. Trim the excess off. And that's one corner. I've no idea whether this is the right way or wrong way. It's just the Wayne way. It's how I do it. The corners. We'll take this off. Right, and back corners. Same sort of principle. One corner. Give it a bit of a trim, just to tidy it up a bit. And those sort of big lumpy bits sticking out, looks pretty good. Alright, so that's the dry con on now. Now we'll cut the upholstery to cover it. My understanding is the dry con just sort of smooths all the edges up and rounds the edges off and makes it nice and smooth. Plus puts a little bit more padding on it, of course. Allows it to breathe a bit. Alright, but the next thing is the cover. So this is the cloth. Most important thing to remember is which is the top side, which is the bottom side. The other important thing to remember is the pattern. So on these chairs we have the pattern running from the front of the chair to the back of the chair. So you can see the flowers are going that way. I'm looking at the flowers that way. So that's how they're going on the chair, from front to back. So that when the seat will be going there. Alright, it'll be going right there. So we flip it up. It's the direction we want. Generally I give myself plenty of room, about 125 mil around the outside of the seat. Give myself plenty of fabric to work with, because as I said, I'm not an expert and I pretty much make this up as I go along. Okay, here we go. Alright, put that up. Synchronize that. Put it back. Put the pattern running the right way from the front to the back. Alright, I think we're ready to start tacking it down. Alright. Now the reason I use tacks, why do I use tacks to put the cover on? There's one real reason that I use them, and that reason is they're very easy to pull out and move or fix if you stuff it up. And there's going to be a lot of stuffing up here. So it allows me the ability to pull the staple out, pull the tack out really easily and adjust. As you see moving forward, you'll see how it works. So this is the same thing when we put the dry con on. We compress we compress the foam and we put a tack in the center. Same thing, compress the foam, put a tack in the center, preferably not putting it through your finger. Alright, the next thing is we roll the foam up, use our hand to sweep up and pull tension on while pulling that way with that hand, like that. So that we get a nice stretch. Then we start running some tacks along here. You notice I'm not driving any of these tacks all the way in, I'm just tacking them on. So it's easy to remove them as I move forward and I may need to make adjustments. So move to the next corner, same thing. Roll up the corner of the material, keeping the tension on. Like that. And some tacks there. Not a lot of minute, just gradually working on each edge. Make sure the edge is straight. There's no double thread or ripple thread, which is the hardest part. Make sure there's no ripple line. Same on each corner. Gradually work our way around each here. Alright, so we've done that corner, that corner, that corner. So now we start working back the other way. Same thing, rolling them up, putting tension and compression on the foam. Like that. Hand over, roll the compression up, keep the tension on. Put the tacks about 20 feet on top. Seems to be enough holding it together without creating doubles on the edge. Alright, tighter. Right. Right. Alright. Alright. this really. Okay, alright, now focus again. Working on the corners. Now I pretty much make this up as I go along. Now these are the corners in the back leg, so there's a notch in the back here that goes into the back leg of the chair. So generally I pull this area up first. We put a tack in there, just to hold it, and then I generally just work along the edge, putting little folds in. And tacking those folds. Now you see I've put a tack in too far here, and this is why I like using tacks, because it's easy to pull them out, especially for this stage, because there's a lot of fiddling around to try and get it right, because I'm not an expert. I use the ruler just to tuck it in a bit so we get an even pull. What I'm trying to look for is a nice clean round edge without any puckering or creases going around. Now look, looks pretty good. So it'll be a success. Put another tag there. Better one than that one. And pull that one out because it's gone in sideways. There we go. Alright. And there. Alright. So we're looking pretty good on that corner. So I have a final look. I look at the outside. That looks all looking pretty good, to tell you the honest truth. Which is a bit of a fluke, because usually it takes me 2 or 3 times. And then what I do is I'll set the tacks. When I'm happy, we'll set the tacks in like that. That's that corner done, you see. Pretty straight and even. There's a little fluctuation and dimpling slightly through that, but what do you expect from an amateur, eh? Alright, same principle. Pull this in the corner. Put a tack on it. Tack it this one here, this one. Yep, and then out. Do the same thing, start moving around. Come on. Good. Alright, same thing on the side. Look, see what this dimple in there? Don't like that up here and dimple there, so let's take that there. So we need to address that. Once again, we can just pull the tack out and address the problem. Tack him in. Just put a bit of dimple here. Let's go. Let's go. Sometimes, go further down the line again. Good. So that's back 2 corners done. Let's see around those corners like that. That's good. So we'll take those down. Another tack in the area there. And sometimes, to help, put a staple in. That just helps tidy up the edges. Tight spot here, there's a dimple there, so we can pull this tack out, release that, Nice. Nice. Nicely done. Alright, we'll hammer those home. Trim off the excess. We can take that one out now. The excess off. That'll be pretty good. Stay with it. Cool. Right, so that's back to corners done. As again, my corners are very done. Cool. See, we've got a bit of loose fabric there. Get the tension, we'll just shoot a staple on that. It makes that nice and tidy. Cool. Alright. Now these ones. What I try and do is work my way around while pleating the corners up. Usually these take me 2 or 3 goes. All because I have no idea what the hell I'm doing really. As I said, let's make it up as we go along. All I'm trying to do is get a clean edge without too much dimpling and rounding and ugliness going on. Come on, yep. There, which is just so that's not working. Yeah. Not too bad. Put some tacks on the handle. How's that look? I think it looks pretty good. A little bit of a creasy thing going on here, but for me, I think that's pretty damn good. That's one there. Should we try it again? That one wasn't good. Maybe. Take more out. Great shot. Try that again, shall we? Even worse. Okay, how's that look? Okay, that's pretty good. I'm really happy with that. It's not too shabby. We tack it down. Look for a couple more. Yeah. Yeah. Alright. That's looking pretty good at the edges. Okay. Tweak that a little bit, should help. A little going on there. What's that? Little there, see the nipple? I can pull this out. Right. Apply the tack. Nice. So that's the edge looking pretty good there. Right. I certainly won't get any medals or awards, but for me, that's pretty good. Hammer those home. For a corner, that's not too bad. Alright, last corner. Again, 67 corner, right? Why do you have to take it up without creating big long creases? Just like that. Right. And that. How's that look? Very good, actually. Look at that. More tacks in it. Right. I did notice how the double layer, see that double? No one there. That's what's pretty good. It's there and there. So that's the worst one. That tack there. Pop them out. Release that dimple. The other one's this one here. See, dimples are gone. A little bit of excess there. we can pull that down. Choose that out. Yeah. It's looking pretty good. A little bit of dimple here. Which we can just pull up with the fingers and just like this. Clean it up. Not too much. Too much. And this is why it's a little hard to get out. Try that again, eh? It's not be too enthusiastic. That's it. Alright, so that's looking pretty good. I think we hammer it home. Hammer it home. Cool. Good look. Looking pretty good. Alright, let's turn this off. That. Pull those things off. Okay. Cool. Alright, so that's the upholstery. Applied. Flowers are looking right, they're going for the right direction from front to back. There's not many dimples, it's relatively straight along the edges. It's not perfect, but it's happy, nice and firm cushion. Alright, next thing we're going to do is the dust cloth. That's the dust cloth. Not sure whether there's a top and a... yeah, I think that's the outside. I want to go on the outside. What? That. Okay, so this one. Alright, this is why is the name poly? I think it's to help keep the dust out of the chair and just tidy it out, but the best thing I like about this is it covers up all the messes I made putting it together. It makes it look like I'm doing. Alright, so same principle with everything else. We'll set some staples into the middle first. Hold it over. Couple staples. In here in the middle. Hold it over. A little bit of tension. Staples. Hold it over. Staples. Right. Same as we did before. Use that big so the wood finishes there. Oh, now staples. Right. More staples in the corners just to help hold it together. Alright, the other corner, opposite. Just keep tension right. So we go a little bit closer to the edge with. Alright. Tuck it up, follow underneath. Tidy everything up. Looks right. Right, last one up. Whatever the corner is. Out there. Tuck that up. And that's the chair done. Well, the seat. Clean off the fluff. Alright. Go. So not perfect. You can see there's some dimpling, some creasing, but I don't think it's going to fall apart. I don't think it's going to fall off. It feels like the foam's nice and compressed, everything's nice and tight. So apart from a couple of little defections, I'm happy. It looks really good. Put the dust cover on now, which tidies up the whole back of it. Makes it look really nice now. Ready to put it on the seat, so let's do that. Tight to the back. So that's the completed finished chair. Upholstered seat, cleaned up, re-glued frames. I think they've come up pretty good. I think my mum will be happy. Looks good in alignment. Looks good. Nicely done. Yep, looks good. Thanks for watching. On to the next project. What do you think, Tia? Any good? Let's not get doggy over new clean seats, eh? Yeah.